Okay, so I already have a journal page started, actually 2 started that I haven't finished. But there's something in my head that I just want to try. And I don't even have a clear picture of what it is. I saw something this morning and I really liked it. And it gave me an idea for something to try in my art journal. But I can't find it. I thought I took a screenshot of it, and then I remembered that I did save something on Pinterest. So I saw the one picture that I took a screenshot of and the one I saved on Pinterest, and neither of them look like what I'm picturing in my head. So I'm just gonna go with what I can recall in my head. It may be something I've seen. Maybe I've dreamt it up. I don't know at this point. So I'm kind of mixing it. Instead of trying to explain myself as to what thought I remembered, I'm just going to tell you what it is I'm going to do. So my thoughts are to do different patterns and colors all over the background, I think. And then I'm imagining like big leaves, and then so first layer patterns and color, and then totally ignoring the fact that that layer is there, going in and doing some big leaves. Like it may only be like 3 or 5. It's going to be an odd number. And then like kind of totally ignoring those layers, going in and doing like a simple still life, like maybe a pot with a few flowers in it. And then taking some or all of the background that is not leaves and not the plants and flowers and painting that in black. I don't know. There's bits and pieces in my head, so I don't know. We're just gonna somewhat go with it and see what happens. Part of me wanted to spray stuff, like colors on the background, but then it's like it'll mix unless I use the Marabou sprays. So I may do a little bit of paint and sprays, and I'm just going to gather some stencils. So I have some Caramel stencils. And I have my Marabou art sprays, which, if you haven't seen my other videos, they're an acrylic, so they will be permanent. I'm gonna get a big box. Will my journal? Nope, it will not. Okay, no box. Okay, first I'm going to get some color down. I want to protect my pages underneath. That's one thing I don't like about sprays. It's how they go everywhere. And they're probably not going to work because I haven't played with them in years. Ooh. Not spraying completely the way you would want it to, but it sprayed. I feel like the way it's spraying, it reminds me of a spray paint. I really want yellow. Let's see if this nozzle will work. If I can get it off. Wait. See my frustration with sprays. Okay, not what I was thinking, but we're going to keep going. I'm going to keep with the same colors and just maybe do them in different areas or somewhat the same colors. Going for a bit more of a greenish yellow rather than just yellow. And then, so it's actually called greenish yellow, cadmium orange hue, and bright aqua green. I'm just going to put these sprays back and get them out of the way. So the colors I used in the sprays were aquamarine, red orange, and lemon. Okay, so I have some paint squirted out in the colors that I mentioned. I have 3 sponges for each color ready to go. And I have my Caramel stencils. B-U-L-L-E-S. I think this one would translate to a book of petals. I know it's a Brigitte Coopson, I believe. Then again, I feel like if it was, it would have her name on it. Maybe not. Capsules. Plume de Paon. Didn't even realize I grabbed that one. Oh well. Okay, so I like this background a lot more after adding the stencils, but I liked it more before I added the polka dots. Before I added the polka dots and I just had the 3 different stencils, I really liked it. For some reason the polka dot one is like it took it too far. I don't know why, but it did for me. Now part of me is kind of wondering if I should go back over the polka dots. I know I won't be able to get it exact, but go over it with white. I think I'm going to try it. I'm not going to be able to line up the stencil exactly because I have no idea which way to put it, but I think I should give it a little bit of a cleaning. So I don't know, we'll just that actually looks like it lined up exactly. And it's not going to be stark white because the paint underneath. But yeah, I like that better. Okay, seriously. It looks like it's lining up every time I put it down. Okay, I knew I had to get one that would not too bad. Yeah, I'm liking the white more. This stencil is not very hard to line up at all. I am shocked. I'm getting it like very quickly every time. It's mostly, I think, the orange dots that are bothering me. I don't know if I'm going to get this one lined up. I knew it was too good to be true to get them all. Now I'm just adding more weight. I still like it better before I added any polka dots, but I like this better than what it was when I was done with the stencils. So I have a green Stabilo All pencil, so I'm just going to draw some leaves. I dipped it in dirty water, but so 3 leaves it is. I think 5 would be too many. I'm going to give this paint some time to dry, and then I'm going to come in and paint the leaves green. Okay, I'm just taking some light green permanent, and I'm putting it where I had the yellow green, so I may get a mix, but I am not too concerned. And I'm not looking for perfect coverage. I would actually like some of the layers underneath to show through. I thought about adding either airbrush medium or like a retarder or something. I do have some retarder, but that's more like slowing down the dry time. I'm going to add a little bit of airbrush medium. I know I'm not putting it in a sprayer, but it should thin it down, which I would think would make it more translucent. Now my paintbrush is dirty, so as you can see, sometimes some dark happens. I think I was doing something black. Not too much brushing in it. Now we're going to wait for that to dry. Okay, so now remember, we are ignoring everything that's on the page and we're just drawing a picture. I really don't know how I want my flower pot to look. I'm going to go get a little bit of a curve. And then I want that paint. It's dry, but it's not fully cured. Okay, I think that's it for flowers. Then I'm gonna do something so there's like a leaf. Okay, I think I'm done. So I think in order for us to really see any of the things that we just drawn on, I think we're gonna have to give it a base coat of white. So otherwise, I don't think any of the paint is really gonna show up. Okay. I actually like the way it looks like that. I haven't forgotten about the vase. I just, I want to do a pattern in it, and I'm not sure what. Plus my fingers have gone numb. So my hand needs a break. So I'm going to think of a pattern, and then I'll come back and do the white for that. Okay, I still haven't figured out a pattern, so I'm just going to paint it in white, and that way it'll be dry for tomorrow, and I can then decide what pattern I want to do. So I'm just going to paint it in white. I won't film myself doing that because it's the same as everything else. I have a pattern idea in my head. I think it would be easier to get one solid color down first on the vase and then do the pattern on top. But what color do I want the vase? Red. I'm gonna go for red. I'm not liking these for coloring in a large surface. I wouldn't like any marker actually for coloring in a large surface. So I'm just going to grab some paint and paint it in. And I finally changed my paint water. Aren't you proud of me? I am. Honestly, it's because the water was almost all gone. That's how long I left it. See? Way better. Though it was a quick way to get one layer done using a paint pen. Okay, well I'm going to need that to dry before I can do any pattern on top. So the leaves, I'm going to want to do a really light green. And I want to use paint because they're big. I'm going to go with this one, the color I used in the background. I'm looking at this and I'm wondering where this pattern is going to show up, like all the background that I did, because I'm wanting to add black in the background. But that was my original plan anyways. But now I'm wondering how exactly I plan on doing that. I don't know. I do not know. Okay, I'm not going to talk so I can go fast, like speed up the video. Not me actually go fast. So I've just dipped my brush in some white paint. I'm going over the medium magenta, and it's giving more contrast between the two colors. Trying to tongue-tied. Trying to decide if that's all I want to do for the pattern, because I really like it. So I'm going to leave that for now. And I'm really wanting to paint in some of the background black, because to me this is just too busy for me. Not a fan. But there are areas that I love. So I don't know. I'm just gonna start painting in some black and see what happens. I am so glad that I took a break before moving on and doing more to these 2 pages, because coming back and looking at it now, I'm really liking it. Like before, I just wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing. I know it's odd, like the way the black is added, like there's no rhyme or reason to it. But why does there have to be, right? Because I didn't want to completely cover up the background. So I really like some of it. But I also really love how the green pops against the black. So my thoughts are now that I think that's enough black added. I think the way it is, it kind of has a cool flow. But now what I'm wondering is if I should add any white doodles to the black. So that is where my head is at now. So I've decided to add white to the black, but I don't want to freehand it. So I'm taking this stencil. It's an old Crafters Workshop stencil by Rebecca Meyer, and it's called Link Tile. So what I'm going to do is just trace the stencil with a white pen. I like it, and it's just enough pattern. Like I didn't want anything too busy. Like I like it so much more when I look up at the camera and see it from a distance. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to this side. So it is done and I am loving it. And I'm not going to do any more to it. Originally I had planned on doing more in the vase, like within these spaces. But I am loving it as is. Like I find there's a lot going on. There's a lot of pattern, but there's a lot of solid. There's a lot of color. You have the black, which I think grounds everything. And I always find white calms things down a little. And so there is pattern, but it's not too busy here. So I feel like there's a right mixture of busy and solid, which to me the solid makes things calm. So I love it. It's not my norm, but I really like it. And just in case you're wondering, the white pen I was using is a Papermate Inkjoy. It's a gel pen, 0.7, and this is from the Brights collection. All of them are beautiful. I did a video, I'm pretty sure, where I tested them out, and they're underwhelming on regular paper, but on black they are amazing. So that is it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed watching me play in my journal. Bye.